What's your name, brother?
My name's Shawn.
Shawn, how old are you?
19.
Yeah, you look young.
Yeah.
Where you from?
I'm from up Holmesburg, up the Northeast.
Oh, okay. And what brings you out here in Kensington?
I'm addicted to fentanyl, and I'm a multiple drug user.
How you become addicted?
When I was younger, I used to drink with my buddies in the woods, smoke weed. Next thing you know, I start taking pills, and then I get sick, and then I can't get Percocet no more, Oxycontin. I got to come down here and get dope. Pretty much. It's a progression. It just kept leading one thing to another. I used to buy, pills up the Northeast. Then someone introduced me to dope, and then you start coming down here. It just keeps progressing.
What was it like doing dope for the first time?
It took away all my insecurities, all my fears, all my worries. I got a warm feeling, and it was too good to be true.
Were you scared the first time you used it? Like, damn, if I do this is going somewhere where maybe I can't come back from?
Yeah, well, actually, the person, he told me I was actually supposed to get cocaine. I was real drunk, and I only used it a couple times before. So I thought, I'm with, a bunch of my friends, it's just going to be something fun. And then he said, all I can get is dope. And I'm like, I'm not a fiend, this and that. Yeah. Everything's going through my head. Well, after 10 minutes of arguing with the guy, I end up doing it because I bought it. And it just kind of happened. And then I did it, and it's funny because I knew in my head a voice in my head said something was wrong, like this is too good to be true. It was crazy.
Wow, damn. And how was your childhood growing up?
My childhood was okay. I mean, my mom struggled. I was raised by a single mother up the Northeast. We moved around a little bit, but we stayed around Holmesburg, Tacony, Mayfair area. And she struggled. I have an older brother. He's addicted to drugs, and I have a younger sister. And it was hard for her raising us, but I always made stupid decisions growing up. But I always did good in school. Me and my brother and my sister, we always did really good in school. But I always just went to the street. I always wanted to get out my house for some reason.
How do you support your habit?
I boost. I steal from stores, and pretty much that's all day, every day, and it becomes a hassle. It's the wrong thing to do, and it makes me feel like shit. But otherwise, I'm gonna wake up sick.
Yeah, and that sickness is horrible, right?
Yeah, that's a hard thing to get through. And right now, I just got on the methadone clinic, but I'm having a lot of trouble because I'm homeless and I don't have any bus money or any way to get on the bus and get around, and it costs money to get up there and to make it to the appointments and to get around. And they don't understand it at my clinic. And
they don't give you bus pass or nothing?
They're supposed to, but because I'm homeless, I have to go through an extra process.
So how far is from here? How far is the clinic?
The clinic's probably about it's down the Roosevelt Boulevard by Grand Avenue.
Okay, so that's a little ways.
Definitely.
It's a couple miles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a little ways. Wow. And what type of stuff you experience out here? Have you ever experienced violence or anything like that?
I mean, I've been robbed countless times. I fell asleep and people went through my pockets. I've had people hop out their cars and try starting with me, you know what I mean? And you just get disrespected. But I mean, at the same time, a lot of people come down here into the community and we're getting high, and the people that live here, I mean, they get kind of mad, and and I understand that, you know what I mean? And I try staying out the way, but I mean, just down here, there's been people that have been down here for years, you know what I mean? And sometimes it gets dangerous, but I do what I have to survive, you know what I mean? Yeah. And you just don't care, at that point, you know what I mean?
What did you like to do before you started getting high?
Well, I'm a musician. I'm an instrumental major. So I played a good amount of instruments. I wrote music, the guitar, the piano, the clarinet, the violin, fucking shit like that. The drums here.
Wow. That's dope. Do you find a correlation? Listen, I have this theory, and I don't think it's just mine. I'm sure other people also, but people with different type of artistic abilities and addiction, I feel like those of us that are addicts, obviously our brains work a little differently than other people, and I feel like we excel in a lot of stuff, and that's sort of what makes us bad addicts. You know what I mean? It's sort of, because addiction is very common in musicians and artists and all that type of stuff. You know, our brains work differently, and I think that, you know, that's also what makes us become addicts.
You know, I agree too. And I always said this. It's funny. Music was my first drug. You know, I believe like I took music and to way too far.
The way you just put that,
and like the music released certain hormones in my brain, and that made me feel a certain way. So I always took that to an extreme. And then, you know, when I put a drug on me, you know, it also releases certain hormones. You know what I mean? And then it's like, yeah, I do believe that.
Yeah, and I think, like, to be a good artist, to be a good musician, to be good at certain stuff, you sort of have to be a little bit obsessive. You know what I mean? Where you get stuck on something, you're like, I gotta get this.
You got certain impulsive and compulsive behaviors,
yes. And that's hand in hand with addiction also. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that is. It's interesting.
So what would you like to do with the rest of your life? You're still super young.
I mean, I would like to get sober. I mean, right now it's kind of hard because of like just the circumstances I'm in, you know, being homeless. But once I combat that and I get on the stabilize on the dose, and then I use the resources available in the city to the best of my ability. You know what I mean? Go away, long-term treatment. You know, stay clean, abstinent from all drugs, and you know, it's you know. Right now it's kind of hard, but the city's catching up with the problem going on right now, and I do believe there'll be better resources available. You know, housing. Right now there's not really a lot of housing, especially if you get on maintenance. But, you know, I would like to go back to school, actually, go back to CCP, and I want to be a copywriter, get back into the advertising field. I mean, that's really what I always wanted to do. And I'm also good on computers. Like, I used to do like web design.
Man, listen, you got a lot of talents, brother, and you're so young, man. Damn, it's hold up.
To support my head, but I had to drop out of school. You know what I mean? So if I would have stayed in school, though, I went to the Arts Academy at Benjamin Rush my freshman year. So I mean, if they have like a 98% college rate, you know what I mean, I would have been set. You know, like I said, I always had straight A's and B's. You know what I mean? Like my grades were nice.
I can see talking to you that you're very intelligent. So, I could just see talking to you that you're very intelligent.
You know, I can go back. I mean, right now, you know, the drugs kind of have my brain a little off. But once I, you know, stop using everything for a little bit, I'll get back to normal.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll come back. It'll come back, man. And you could do it. You could definitely do it. I'm going to give you a card with the YouTube channel and my Instagram on there, my phone number and stuff. And stay in contact, brother. You know what I mean?
Man.
A lot of people, the channel's growing and it's getting good feedback. I used to be down here getting high, so that's why I come down here.
Right, definitely.
Sort of do this.
And you help people, and I would love to get back too. I was sober for a little bit. You know, I walked off the clinic and everything, but you know, once I stopped, I disconnected from everybody because I believe this is like a spiritual problem. And once you kind of fill that void, not with drugs, but with something else, I think you could stay sober. But helping, this is what kept me sober, and I'll end it at this: just helping somebody. That, and once I stopped doing that, that's when I relapsed. I'm telling you. Absolutely. That's what happened. I swear to God. That's how.
Sober.
Yeah, it's crazy.
This keeps me sober. I thank you, brother.
Thank you.
I hope things happen quickly for you. You're worth it. You're very, very young, brother. Don't be, you know, you can look around and see people 50, 60, 70 still out here getting high. Don't be 20 out here getting high. You're 19. Right. Make the change. You're worth it, brother, all right? We'll give you that card. And I appreciate you.
I appreciate that.